Hello everyone, welcome to this video. I'm Ishan. Those who do not know me, I run a community in the name of Hello Fitness where we train working professionals in order to get better at this sport of running. And by the way, running is a sport. If you approach it in the right way, you need not to add anything else. You can maintain a peak of fitness even if with your work and your family life. This year is like super special for running. And sadly, when I asked this question in my community, nobody was able to answer that as well because of the environment. Because of the environment that we are in, where current health and fitness system is broken, it is non-aligned. There are tons of fitness platforms that are there, but they are selling everything apart from fitness. So what it takes in order to get better at running or in order to add fitness into your lifestyle, so it is right environment. Just surround yourself with the right environment and you are going to achieve results for sure. As my mentor says, your environment is stronger than your willpower. Never ever rely on your willpower. Just be in the right environment. Having said that, so why this year is special? Because we have Olympics this year. So make sure you watch Olympics and you will read how these athletes train and how they run their races. So you will learn their approach and you will replicate the same in your training and in your running workouts and in your upcoming races as well. You will see how many times they are checking their watch, how many times they are drinking water in between their race, how many times they are waving at their fans while they are running their race. So understand this thing. This is equally important. And apart from that, there are runners wasting, especially amateur runners, wasting too much of time in learning these definition of VO2 max, cadence, heart rate, and tons of other things that are there. It is useless, guys. There will not be a written test before your race where you have to write down or just vomit whatever you have learned last night. You have to race, and in order to get better at race, surround yourself with the right people and be in the right environment so that you learn right things and real things which will build real fitness. All right, so let's get started. First, we have Olympics. So it is happening this time in Paris. Let me share my screen, starting from 26th of July and ending on 11th of August. This time they have 45 events that are happening over there and they keep on changing. Like they sometimes they add few, sometimes they subtract a few of the events among these. So they keep on changing depending upon tons of things and tons of there's a criteria. So this time they have 45 events and I'll be watching almost all events, right? But my favorite is athletics, so I'll be focusing on this for sure. Okay, so let's look at the schedule of athletics. So this is the schedule and this is the official website of Olympics, olympics.com. So you'll get the link in the description box. You can check it later as well. So here you will see the daily schedules, especially athletics will be starting on from 1st of August and will end on 11th of August. So there are different events and you can see when which event is happening. And last event we have 11th of August. So this is the schedule. Now coming to the Indian athletes, how many Indian athletes qualified this time? And you'll be surprised to know, because I was surprised a bit. We have a good number over here. So in these different games, we have shootings, we have athletics, we have wrestling, we have boxing, we have hockey team. They got qualified. Archery got qualified. Table tennis, shooting again, sailing as well, and wrestling. So these are the athletes. Total athletes, 59 athletes. Qualified under this Olympics. I hope even you are proud of feeling proud. I am feeling proud that 59 athletes will be representing India in Olympics and in Paris. Now let's jump into the history of Olympics. How they are started and a little background about that. Why we have such a format like here. So there are two Olympics. One is ancient Olympics and another one is the modern Olympics. Right. So the Olympics that you see these days, these are like modern Olympics. So before that, there were Asian Olympics as well, which happened, and eventually they discontinued that. Bit about this is the first Olympic Games took place almost 800 years back in the town of Olympia. So that's where it got its name as well, Olympics. Right. So these games happened in the town of Olympia and near to the Mount Olympus as well. So Mount Olympus is a sacred mountain over there in Greece, where Greek gods used to live. So that's the belief that they have. Second is they become the integral part of this Greek society, and it used to happen every 4 year. Started in 1776 BC roughly, and they ended in 393 AD. So that was a time frame. Now, but unlike modern Olympics, there were no women athletes and only men athletes used to compete, and they were brutal as well. Now, let me walk you through 10 interesting facts about these ancient Olympics. Some of you would be hearing it for the very first time. First is this ancient Olympic stadium. So that's the current site of this stadium. That's how it looks now. Obviously, it is a World Heritage Site now. Earlier, this is the site for these Olympic Games. Second fact is they have this religious origin. So there are two theories. One says in the honor of god Zeus. So there's a Greek god Zeus. It is played in the honor of him. And there's another story as well. They are like funeral games in order to pay tribute to the deceased war heroes, their gods as well. So they used to play these. Third is an Olympic truce between Greek city states. So I just really love this. Agar कोई war चल रहा हो, so they used to stop that war because of these games. And you cannot harm any of the athletes or the spectators, those who are going to watch these games. And I really love this. This could be the solution for modern unrest, which happens in different countries as well. Point about it. Fourth is who could take part. Only men used to take part. And those men are from well-off families who used no women participants were there in these ancient Olympic games. Events at ancient Olympics, so there are few events, not many. Like these days we have like 45 events in this Paris Olympics. So earlier they used to have like 5 to 7 events only, which used to last for 5 days. These events were like pentathlon, running, jumping, discus throw, wrestling, boxing, pancration. Pancration is a kind of mixed martial arts, and equestrian games, which is chariot racing. So these were the games. Sixth point, there was physical punishment from breaking the rules. So referee used to have a stick or a whip in his hand. If any athlete's breaking the rule, he used to hit really hard with that stick or the whip. Seventh is athlete used to compete naked. So that's the way to show off their strength. Fifth is there were no prizes as such and no rewards. So there was no first, second, third over there, right? Only one winner. They used to select only one winner, and even that winner, there were no as such cash prize. But yeah, they used to get these a crown of olive leaves. Apart from that, olive oil as well, which is as good as getting a cash or some bronze vessel or a vase, and which is like equally valuable as having a cash. So these are the prices that athletes used to get in these competitions. Ninth, they used to happen in summers, in really hot summers. 10th, the final official ancient Olympics. So they ended because of there were invasions happening, Romans attacking these Greek cities, states, and apart from that, this Olympic stadium got deteriorated because of these attacks and invasion. As you can see in these facts which I have just shared, that there are some flaws in these games, right? Finally, the ancient Olympic Games officially came to an end in 394 AD. Modern Olympics, they started after 1500 years later at Athens in 1896. And this modern Olympics and especially this Athens Olympics is very, very important because of the reasons that I'll cover as we'll progress in this video. So they've started in Athens in 1896. That's where happened the first modern Olympics. 5 facts about it. First is marathon was introduced over there. So this is for the very first time in the first modern Olympics, marathon was introduced. And Spyridon Lewis, known as Spyros, he won this marathon and became a national hero over there. Next is sprint, crouch, start. For this, each and every athlete used to stand and start their 100 meter, 200 meter, 400 meter, and these events, these sprinting events that we have on track. Only one athlete at that point of time took this crouch start. He sat down and started his race, and he won as well. So it was realized that this is the best way to start or to pick up the speed or to run your best in a sprinting event. And his name was Thomas Brook, who took that crouch start. Another thing is swimming was held in open water. So there were 4 events: 100 meter freestyle, 500 meter freestyle, 1200-meter freestyle, and sailor freestyle. They were held in open sea. Alfred Hedges of Hungary, 100-meter and 1200-meter over there in freezing cold water. Fourth is Goddess Nike and the medal design. Some of you would be knowing Nike as an apparel brand, but the history is Nike was the Greek goddess of victory, and on all the medals now we have this design where you will see Goddess Nike holding a crown in one hand and olive leaves in other hand. This design got finalized later. Finally, gold, silver, and bronze medal were introduced for three finishers. So in ancient Olympics, there was only one winner, and in these modern Olympics, we have started picking three winners over there. Last but not the least, Olympic anthem was written for the games. So for this specific games, and we are using the same anthem till now, right? So it was written in 1896. So that's why these 1896 Olympics are really important and has a value, because many things we are still continuing. So here, Spyros and Costes, they wrote this Olympic anthem, which is played in opening ceremony and in the closing ceremony two times. Apart from that, if any athletes competing under Olympic flag, so there are some athletes those who compete under Olympic flag. Let's say there is some unrest in the country, they cannot support their athletes, and there is no environment as such to send their athletes to these Olympic games and all. But in these respective countries where they are facing these unrest, they have that qualification, they got qualified, or they have that qualification mark, so they can participate under Olympic flag. So when they win any of the races or any of the competition, so this Olympic anthem will be played and Olympic flag will be raised. I hope you get it and it is new for you as well. I hope you overall you like this video and you have learned something about these Olympics, and make sure you watch Olympics this time. And believe me guys, once you surround yourself with such an environment, you will learn right things, which really makes the impact instead of falling for random things. So this is Ishan signing off. I'll see you in my another video.